Retirement is like being a kid again, says, we'll call her Gina the Jelly Beana. And she emails me, so glad I retired at 57 and I'm young enough and healthy enough to do anything we want. And the reason I'm bringing this to you is because Gina, I've been friends with on Facebook for a while. And she's always posting all her adventures, her and her better half. And it's a blast watching. And I have no desire to do any of this stuff. I'm not a big traveler. I'm a blues traveler. I get the blues when I travel. But anyway, I said, you got to let me post this. And she goes, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And so I got off Facebook 2017. And then I found out I had a half sister that I via Facebook connection. And I said, holy, so I got back on in like 2020. 2021, 22, something like that. And so I don't have a whole lot of Facebook connections, but I was like, I just like being back on. I do some trolling, don't get me wrong, and crap posting is fun. But I'm glad I'm back on Facebook because I get to live vicariously through people like Gina the Jelly Beana. And it's just great. So watch some of these pictures she sent to me. Here she is with a polar bear, getting a salmon, going upstream apparently, because I don't know why they do that. But here they are, wherever that place is. I don't know. Looks kind of, I'd be claustrophobic in there. I would not like that at all. Here they are. I don't know what that place is, but I'd be claustrophobic in there. Don't like that at all. Here they are. That looks like the Blue Lagoon place in Iceland. My wife wants to go there. Ugh, I do not want to, but hey, man, if she wants to go, happy wife, happy life. Here they are. Looks like... oh my goodness, the glaciers are melting. We're all going to drown because of global warming. Look, and I imagine that's someplace in Alaska because here they are getting some kind of, I don't know where that is, but it looks pretty. That looks fantastic. And she sent it all to me. Here they are. I don't know what's going on there. It looks like they're getting wet, but they're having a blast. Here they are being stung to death by mosquito bugs. Yeah, it's in Alaska someplace. And look, you see that buffalo in that wagon right there. It's kind of funny. How dare they mock big nuclear infested mosquito bugs. Here they are, the Northern Lights, it looks like. Here she is getting a freaking Starbucks, I guess, and that furry cap. Here they are, all those RVs right there. And here we go, the bald eagle, because America crushes. Canada flushes, America crushes, because bald eagles are fantastic. Anyway, and that's just what she's just always posting stuff, and I'm like, man, that's fantastic. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to this guy a couple weeks ago with my clients, and they took one of those Norwegian cruises, cost them like $25,000, but dude, just having a blast. And it's just awesome, man. I love this stuff. I love hearing it. When I say I'm living vicariously through them, I don't want to do in that travel. I have no desire to, but it's just great. In fact, it's funny, Alaska, I was talking to this couple yesterday. My goodness. And the husband's crushing, but the wife is a freaking absolute legend, man. As much as we do not want women in the infantry or as police officers, if we had to have a woman in the infantry, she would be it. And not because she's a butch, she didn't have like the cut lesbian hair or anything like that. But because she's just ass-kicking and taking names. It's just fantastic. And she's been up in Alaska for basically her whole adult life, essentially. Not quite. But she apparently, I said, how'd you end up in Alaska as a single lady? She goes, well, I always want to live in Alaska since I was born, essentially. I said, really? She goes, yeah. My parents, I always said that, but since I was a kid, I want to live in Alaska. And just what she has done up there and the stuff she does, I'm just like, good night, man. I crazy. It's nuts to me that not only is a person doing that, but a woman. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Anyways, it's freaking fantastic. And I just love it. I love the stories hearing about people just out there making legend crushing and just having the time of their life and just doing the stuff they want to do. I got a lady who's, sold her house and lived in a catamaran outside of Massachusetts. And just, she takes a catamaran down wherever the hell they go down south and, like not even beyond Florida. And I'm like, it has no appeal to me at all. I'd be worried about Somali pirates. But it's just, I'll never forget I had this back when I was a broker back in 2005. I had a client named Nina, and I'll never forget. I said, Nina, what are you doing? Why are you still working? She said, I don't think I can retire. I said, you're crazy. Of course you can. And she did, and thankfully they took her husband is like German, not German like a native, but a German heritage, and he always wanted to go back to Germany to scope out his roots, and they went, and then on New Year's Eve or something like that, or Christmas Eve, like a year later, he had a heart attack and died. I can't remember what it was. It was horrible, but I'll never forget. And I've shared this story before. It's probably been a couple years since I did, but Nina said, "I'm just so glad we were able to have that experience together, because if we weren't able to have that together, because I was so worried about retirement, I still worked, and I said, just put off doing this experience until I can be more financially secure, I would have felt guilty that I robbed him of what he wanted to do, which is go back to Germany and see where his clan's from. And I had something to do with that. It freaking made me so happy. And I just love it. I love it. And that's why look, if you can't, I'm not saying everyone can just go punch their boss and retire, but I'm like, I'm going to do another video here, just even more proof of what I've been saving for years. The 5-year rule, the 5% rule. Screw the freaking 4% rule. And I would even say screw the 5% rule, but I've been saying this for years, but now it's become mainstream. And I just, I'll do another video on that, because it makes me happy that people are finally acknowledging the obvious. That was, if you just freaking open your eyes, you said, look, I'm a round eye. Just open your round eyes, man. You say, oh, I get it. Anyway, thanks for sharing that stuff with me, Gina. Hopefully it'll give people incentive to go have fun. Looks like you're having a blast out there. And I just couldn't be happier that I had something to do with that. It makes me proud, dude. Your old buddy Josh and his Washington Bullets t-shirt right there, the Bullets. Jeff Malone, Jeff Ruin, remember those guys? Wes Unsold. Bernard King played for the Bullets for a little bit. Remember? Muggsy Bogues. Manute Bol, remember Manute? Anyway, bring back the Bullets, get rid of the stupid Wizards, dude. All right, God bless. Love your thoughts. Smash that like button, dude. Make sure you smash. It really, apparently, I didn't realize this, but apparently YouTube is having some serious issues on how they're addressing views and stuff like that. And so a lot of these people are getting way bigger channels than mine, but their views are way down, and yet their likes are saved. So their like to view ratio is way through the roof. And that just proves that their view count on YouTube is for some reason screwed up. So the one thing you can do is hit the like button that says, hey, at the end of the day, I'm getting enough likes relative to the views, which are going down. It just shows it that the YouTube way they're calculating views has been corrupted somehow. I don't know what it is. It's too intense for me to follow. But the likes are what we can see as a way to absolutely validate to YouTube that your channel is moving and growing and that people want to see it. And of course, comment too. Even if it's just say, Josh, you're the best. Josh, you're the worst. I don't like Josh's hair. I love Pablo. More Pablo, less Josh. Josh, the bullets stink. It makes me sad when you got to use the term bullets, because that makes me scared. Because bullet is bad. I like the terms flower instead of bullets. I like the term butterfly instead of bullets. All right, so just anything like that is helpful to my YouTube channel. God bless. We'll see you.